So hello everyone. These first few videos will set a foundation for future videos. And that foundation is one of openness. So being open to new ideas and seeing things in new and different ways. The title of this video is Levels of Belief. Now when I say belief, that includes everything. So anything that I would say I believe or I think I know is covered under belief. And I'll show why I think that's the case. So when talking about belief, we have to look at what are the definitions of belief and knowledge, or more importantly, what are the differences between the two? Now I found basically two groups of thought on this. And so the first is beliefs are something with little information or little evidence. And as the evidence increases, it reaches a certain kind of magic point, my words, where you have knowledge. And then there's the other school of thought is they're completely different, where beliefs are just based on personal opinion and feelings, while knowledge is based on fact. So I agree more with the first definition because that seems to introduce what I think are two main variables when talking about beliefs. And that first variable is past information. Now, the second variable, I've looked for, I looked, but I couldn't find any reference to anywhere. So it could be out there, but I haven't found it. And that is future or judgment of future information. So these two variables make up everything that we think of as believing or knowing. Now there is one more variable that I will introduce later on, but it's basically these two main variables are the most important. Now the focus on what I'm talking about here is, the focus is not on what's true. What is true is something different. So think about it. Have you ever believed something and been wrong? Yes. Have you ever had a strong opinion about something and been wrong? Yes. Have you ever known something and been wrong? Yes, we all have. I mean, I definitely have. So we can see that truth is something different. Now the focus here is on the experience of believing something or knowing something. So let's begin. So for this explanation, I want to use a sentence and different variations on that sentence. So the sentence is, apples are red. Now, let's talk about the first level. So the first level of belief is, again, we have those two variables. So there's no past information and there's no judgment of future information. So the sentence here is, apples might be red. I don't know. I've never seen an apple. I have no past information. Apples could be red. Apples could be blue. I don't know. Okay, so that's first. Next, second level is, now there is past information, but there is no future judgment. So the sentence here is, I think apples are red. So now I've seen red apples, but for whatever reason, I'm not making a future judgment. Again, maybe I feel I don't have enough information, or that's just my personality. But there's no future judgment yet. Okay, so next, the third level is, now there is, again, past judgment or past information and future judgment. So this sentence is, I know apples are red. So now not only do I have that past information, I'm now making a judgment where I'm only going to find red apples, or I'm never going to find non-red apples. Okay. Now, interesting thing happens here before we get to the fourth level. I'll introduce the third variable, and that is awareness, and especially being aware of making a judgment. So all of these have that. So now even if I'm not aware of it when I'm saying it, if you ask me a question like, why do you think so? I know. So when I say, like, apples might be red, like, I don't know. And I know that I don't know. So all of these levels, I'm aware that when I'm making a judgment, I know that I'm making a judgment. Now, the reason I'm talking about this is because when we get to the fourth level, that awareness drops away and it's not there. And so the fourth level, again, we have the past information, we have the judgment about the future, but now there's no awareness of that judgment and being or happening. And so the sentence there is, apples are red. Now that's, when I say that, that's just how things are. Okay? It's not a question of there being another possibility. That's just what it is. Now, maybe you think as I'm increasing these levels, as I get more information, everything's becoming more true. But increasing information does not necessarily equal truth. Because again, we can think of situations where we've known something and been wrong. Now, we might have someone who has very little information, but they're very certain. Or someone who has a lot of information and is still, they don't want to make a judgment. So here we see differences in personality. So again, remember, certainty does not equal truth. Okay. Now, what interesting thing happens is, okay, so now you introduce a green apple. So you show me a green apple. So what happens with all of these different levels? So first one, apples might be red. You show me a green apple. Oh, okay. Apples are green. I mean, I've never seen a red apple, so you show me green. Okay. Apples are green. I go to the next one. I think apples are red. Now you show me a green apple. Okay, well, I've seen red apples, and now you show me a green apple. Okay, so apples are red and green. No problem. Now, as I get to the third level, where I say, I know apples are red, there we can start seeing some problems. Now, the problems are connected to other beliefs, especially beliefs about myself or my self-image. And we can think of it as, now, if I think that I'm very smart or very intelligent, okay, and you show me a green apple, there might be some problem there, okay? Or let's go to a further example. Let's say I'm a apple colorist. So that's my whole career is studying the red apple. I have many best-selling books. I have done many lectures. I have a popular podcast called Apples Are Beautiful, okay? And you show me this green apple. What do I do? Now, it'd be best, if I acknowledge, okay, that is a green apple, and I gotta change what I've been doing. Now, will that happen? Probably not. So what is more likely to happen? Well, first, I will just ignore you. Okay. I don't even want to, I won't even talk to you. Then I will probably attack you and say, you don't know what you're talking about. Now, the thing that's important is, if it's level 3, I know that I'm making a judgment. And so while I'm attacking you, inside I know what I'm doing. So to maintain that, I have to do some kind of damage control. And so what I'll do is I'm going to rationalize this in some ways. So I might say, okay, red apples are better for us, and green apples are actually dangerous. So I'm helping society by keeping green apples away. And people don't need to know about green apples. If they know about green apples, it'll cause problems. Okay. So, okay, how about then the fourth level where I say apples are red? Well, first you show me a red apple, okay, or you show me a green apple. That's not an apple. Apples by definition are red, so that is green, so that's not an apple. Okay. It's maybe you made it, you're lying, but it's not an apple. Now, if I continue that idea of being a professional apple colorist, again, I will ignore you and I'll start attacking you. But since I don't have that inner conflict, I mean, I might even have this disdain for you. Like, who do you think you are? I mean, I have this, illustrious career, and you're nothing. You're a pseudo colorist, telling me what color apples are. Okay. So we see here the problems arise from being attached to identity. So what should I do? So is it best to be at that apples might be, or I think apples are red, where I'm not making any judgment? Well, again, it has to do with identity. So of course, if I have no idea, I've never had any experience of apples, and I say apples might be red, and I see a green apple, no problem. I say I think apples are red, I see a green apple, no problem. Can I say I know apples are red? Will there be any problem? Well, again, if it's not attached to my identity, yeah, there's no problem. What happens? You show me a green apple. Like, what? What? That's not, is that an apple? That's an apple? Wow, I've never seen one like that. I mean, not only it's not going to be a bad experience, it can be a good experience. Like, I'm seeing something new. It's amazing. Wow. So the main thing here is being attached to my identity or my image of myself. So again, what's the point? What's the point of this? Even talking about this? Well, again, just knowing the situation, I can know that I have beliefs like that. I have beliefs that are apples are red. So I can lighten up with any type of hard stance I have and be open to new ideas. So this can help me to see things that I wouldn't normally see. Now, one thing that can possibly arise from this is there could be problems of, okay, well then I don't know anything, or there's nothing to know, or I should always be just, say, I don't know. So what I would like to do is, in a upcoming video, I'll talk about some misunderstandings when we're talking about not knowing something. Okay, thank you.